Distinguished colleagues and dear participant, welcome. The title on the screen, Food Waste Management in the Age of Digital Transformation, is not only a presentation topic, it represents the new direction of our profession. For many years, we focus on food safety at the microbiological level. The developed HACCP plants and controlled bacteria. But today, the main threat is not microorganism, it is inefficiency. And the cost of this inefficiency is paid not only by companies, but also by our planet. The learning outcome we focus on today use software tools to create performance dashboard and reports. Is not longer a luxury skill. It is a basic requirement of modern engineering. We can't solve this crisis with reactive management. We can't wait until the waste bin is full and then respond. We must move to proactive management. This means preventing waste before it happens, even at the purchasing stage, by using data and predictive analysis. As an engineer, I say this clearly. You can't manage what you don't measure, and you can't solve a problem if you can't see. Today, I will explain how data from IoT, a sensor, can become a strategic tool, and how we can build dynamic digital dashboards that support real decision, not just simple Excel tables, because by 2030, reducing food waste by 50% will not simply an achievement, it will be necessary for survival. If you are ready, let us begin this data-driving journey. This course focuses on establishing digital performance dashboard and reporting system to ensure operational efficiency and minimizing waste in food enterprises. Participants will learn to optimize strategic decision-making process by transforming raw dataset into meaningful visual reports. In this session, our learning objective focus on four main areas. First, digital integration. We will identify and understand the software tools used to collect and manage food waste data. The second, data visualization. We will learn how to transform complex waste metrics into clear and user-friendly performance dashboards that support decision making. Third, strategic analysis. Based on the result of these reports, we will develop practical action plans to reduce waste efficiently. And finally, sustainability reporting. We will explore how to prepare digital reports that clearly document both environmental and financial impact of food waste. Together, this objective will help us move from raw data to informed strategy. Our focus is clear. Using software tools to create performance dashboard and analytical reports, because strategy without measurement is only an assumption. Our core goal is aligned with the UE Green Deal and the 2030 sustainability goals, reducing food waste by 50%. To achieve this, we must shift from reactive management, where we respond after waste occurs, to proactive and predictive digital management. When we measure performance with real data, we can identify risk early, make better decisions, and continuously improve our systems. As the motto says, you can't manage what you do not measure, and you can't solve what you do not visualize. That is why data must move from spreadsheet to strategy. Friends, let's put romance aside. Sustainability is no longer just colorful photo attached to the last page of corporate social responsibility reports. The era of voluntarism is over. The era of obligation has begun. October 2025 mark this date in your calendar. The entry into the force of EU Directive 2025-1892 is a milestone for our sector. Brussels is no longer saying, please do not waste. It says you will reduce by 10% in manufacturing and 30% in consumption, or you will pay the price. And the most critical point is this. It wants you to prove whether you have met these targets. The phrase one thing we reduce it has no equivalent in law. The directive contains a clear digital mandate. This means state and companies must establish technological infrastructure to measure, monitor, and report food waste. The situation is no different in Turkey. The integrated environmental information system is evolving into a structure that no longer accepts manual data entry but speaks system to system. As a food engineer, your duty is to build that bridge that will integrate your factory or hotel's ERP system with ministry APIs. If your waste data is not digital, transparent, and auditable, your operational license is at risk. The items you see on this slide are not legal threats but excellent levers for digitalization. If you want to convince your boss for $1 million software investment, just show them these slides and says, otherwise we cannot expose. It will work. No, we came to the economic dimension, the crucial point, money. We have all heard of the polluter pays principle, the foundation of environmental law, but until today, in practice, this principle works as the polluter pays a fixed environmental tax and continues to pollute. Digitalization and this injustice. We call this pay as you throw. Think about it. You pay the electricity as much as you use. You pay for water as much as you use. Why shouldn't you pay for waste as much as you generate? Thanks to Internet of Things, we know who owns each trash bag and how many kilograms it weighs. The most exciting concept on this slide, in my opinion, is smart contract. With blockchain technology, this process became completely autonomous. Here is the scenario. As soon as your business exceeds its monthly waste quota, the system collects the penalty amount from your digital wallet without asking anyone, without waiting for the accounting department's approval. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But the same system instantly defines carbon credits or cashback when you stay below the quota. This is true economic engineering that creates behavior change. We are transforming waste management from a tax into an optimizable operational cost item and even a revenue model. As engineers, this is our playground, the kitchen of the system. Reports and dashboard are nice, but where does that data came from? If it came from an intern standing by the beam with a pen and paper, you can't trust that data. This slide shows the journey of data from the field to screen. That is the technical architecture. Basically, we have three sense organs. Load cell answers the question, how much? That is the weight, RGBD. Cameras answer the question what, identifying whether the discarded item is a potato peel or whole stick, and ultrasonic sensor manage logicity by measuring the field level of the container. This is a critical technological choice here. Edge computing. Look, hours of video footage are generated every day in a kitchen. Sending this massive data to the cloud and processing it, dark cloaks, bandwidth, and create serious latency. Moreover, it is risky in terms of GDPR. No one wants the chess foods circulating on the internet. Thanks to edge computing, image processing, i.e. runs directly on the device inside a little box on top of the bin. Only the result goes to the cloud. 1403 200 grams of tomato edible. When this data flows into the ERP system that charts landing on your purchasing manager's screen gain real meaning. We collect the data, now it is time to make it speak. Designing a dashboard is not just drawing colorful charts, it's telling a story. And who you tell this story to is more important than how you tell it. I want to touch upon a concept from academic literature that I really like here, cognitive fit theory. This theory states that if the problem to be solved and the way data is represented do not match, the brain makes errors. For instance, looking for the answer to which day generates more waste. In an Excel table tries the brain, a line chart or heat map is needed for this. But for the question exactly how much money did we lose yesterday, a large font numbers is required, not a chart. My request to you is not to create data obesity in the dashboards you design. Do not cram everything into a single screen. A dashboard should tell the user with 3 seconds of looking at it, everything is fine, green, or you need to intervene, red. We call this the traffic light model. Remember, the chief in the kitchen doesn't have time to interpret complex analyses. They need to decide right then whether to turn down the stove. If your software can't help them make that decision, it is merely an ornament taking up space on the screen. We build the skeleton of dashboard, but which organs? That is, which metric will we put inside? Key performance indicators are the health report card of business. Our most basic key performance indicator is the food waste ratio. It looks like a simple division, but it is strategic. However, my favorite and the most effective one is the eco-efficiency score. This combines not just the cost of the discarded tomato, but the water used to grow it, the carbon emission during transport, and the social impact created when disposed of into a single figure. If you go to the finance manager and say, we threw away 10 kilos of tomato, they might struggle. But if you say, we throw away 4% of our profit this month and our tax increased by 2% due to our carbon footprint, they will sit up straight. Other vital distinction: edible, inedible waste. A business might generate 100 kg of waste. If 90 kilos of this is watermelon, rinds and bones, no problem. But if 20 kilos is untouched rice, there is a management weakness. a portation error there. If your software can't make this distinction when you say reduce fast, the chief will try to peel the watermelon rind thinner, which is an inefficient effort. The right KPI triggers the right behavior. We discussed the theory. Now let's go to the field. Vinov solution has become the gold standard of food waste management in hospitality sector. We examine this system in massive operation like Vinny Maku. The magic here is collecting data without making the kitchen staff's life harder, but actually easier. The system uses computer vision. As soon as the chief dumped the leftover food from the pot into the bin, the camera recognizes it as Curry Kitchen. The scale measures its weight and shows the cost on the screen. You just threw away $15. This instant feedback creates a tremendous effect on the staff's subconscious. In psychologically, we call this nudge. The results are not surprising. They are as we expected, 70% waste reduction. Mind you, this saving was not achieved by reducing portation or lowering quality. It was done purely throughout artificial intelligence support menu planning. The system warned the chef, saying lasagna always left over on Thursday. Don't make lasagna on Wednesday. Saving $500,000 annually is reason enough for any hotel general manager to install this system. Food engineering is no longer about writing recipes, but integrating this algorithm into the kitchen. Managing a hotel kitchen is relatively easy, but what about metropolis of 10 millions? The Seoul example is strongest proof refuting the excuse that society is not ready for these technologies. South Korea has completely changed waste management using RFID technology and the feedback loop mechanism. A citizen can't dump their trash without scanning the cards in their hand. The lid opens, you dump the trash, and the machine tells you the cost of the waste is X. This transforms waste from an anonymous act into a personal responsibilities. A 33% reduction in food waste and a 96% cycling rate is a world record. The success of this system lies not in its technology, but in the sense of fairness it's established. Previously, those who threw away little paid the same tax as those who threw away a lot. No, a grandmother in Seoul tells her grandchildren, finish your meal or money will be deducted from my card. This is how technology triggers a sociological change. It is inevitable for our municipalities to move away from the logic of garbage tax is hidden in water bill and transition to this transparency. We are going to type E. Here, the iTrash project transforms waste management from a core into a game. We all know that classic garbage truck music or the stress of waiting for the schedule. iTrash works like a smart ATM providing 24/7 service. But this ATM doesn't give money. It takes trash. It doesn't smell thanks to its internal cooling system. And it doesn't overflow thanks to its cooperation system. However, the real revolution is in financial integration. Citizens in Taipei log into the system with the iCard they use for public transport. The system works two ways. If you throw away household waste, money is deducted from your account. Polluter pays. But if you throw away a recyclable bottle, money is instantly loaded onto your account. Reverse incentive. This micropayment system has turned recycling into a source of income, especially among youth and children. For the city administration, these stations are data mines showing instantly what kind of waste is generated in which part of the city. Garbage trucks doesn't burn diesel to collect empty bins. They go only when a full one sends a signal. This is what a smart city is. Until now, we have always talked about measuring what happened. But what about knowing what will happen? The biggest cause of food waste is not food left on the plate, but overproduction. That is, those trays full of food that never ever made it to anyone's plate. Here, predictive analytics came into play. These algorithms work like oracles. They analyze the weather, sales, and the same days last year concert in the city and even flu epidemics. It tells you, Chief, it will rain tomorrow, fewer customers will come to the mall, plus school are on holiday. Don't cook for 500 people, cook for 320. That is difference of 180 people is labor and money not going to the West. We go even further, generative AI. Let's say you have 50 cruises left due to the prediction error. The system detects this and instantly offers a creative solution to the chief. Don't throw these cruises away, make a wonderful cruises pudding. From them, I even generate the recipe. This technology dries up waste at the source by combining creatively with efficiency. After global examples, let's plant our feedback on this land. If you are managing a food business in Turkey, your counterpart is the Integrated Environmental Information System and its sub-model TAPS. The Ministry of Environment digitalization vision is very clear. No paper, no Excel. They want your software to speak directly with ministry servers. We call this API, Application Programming Interface. If the dashboard you developed cannot package the data in XML format required by the ministry and send it to the other side, when you press the Get Report button at the end of the month, the software is incomplete. Why this is integration important? Because it eliminates bureaucracy. The environmental engineer doesn't struggle with collecting data. The systems take the data from the IoT scale, passes through the ERP and transmits it to the TAPS. Human error drops to zero. This slide points to a huge market opportunity for local software firms and system integrators. It is not enough to say we reduce waste. You need to say we can talk to state. This competence is biggest technological advantage that will set you apart from your competitors. As I came to the end of my presentation, I want to draw a vision for the future of our profession. Being a food engineer today is not just measuring pH or checking temperature. Being an engineer today means being a system architecture. What did we summarize? We measure the invisible with IoT. We bring trust and transparency to data with blockchain. We predict the future and prevent waste with artificial intelligence. And with dashboards, we transform all this complex structure into manageable, simple decision. On the road to 2030, you are the one who will establish the digital waste management until in your companies. Those who do not establish this system today will be crushed under carbon taxes and legal penalties tomorrow. Let's make the food system not just more efficient, but smarter. Remember, if we want to feed the future, we must first feed the data. Thank you for listening.